Good morning, my niggas. Welcome to Smoke to Think On's Blunt Talk. It is 5:40 a.m. in the motherfucking morning. This is when we got the time to stream. So you'll likely be checking it out after the fact, not live. Thanks for checking out the archives. And if you are tuning in live, thanks, but the fuck are you doing up so early? Are you like me? Are you still plagued by a normal job? Fuck, huh? Well, today, I want to start with last night. I was reading the news last night, and yeah, 11 hours ago, the Washington Post, instead of reporting on a fucking explosion occurring in New York City, instead of saying, hey everybody, some shit fucking blew up in New York City, the New York Times, or excuse me, the Washington fucking Post article from last night says, Trump says bomb went off in New York before details of explosion confirmed. What's the deal here? That should have kicked over. Right? There we go. Trump says bomb went off in New York before details of explosion confirmed. Now, first of all, the reason he did that is because other major news organizations had been saying it was a fucking bomb. They thought it was a bomb. Eyewitnesses said they believed a bomb went off. So Trump regurgitated what he read in the news. The Washington Post, instead of saying anything about what actually is going on with a bomb or an explosion in New York, a fucking article about what a dumbass Trump is for saying the word bomb before the details of the explosion were confirmed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I just want you to see this. Powerful blast injures at least 29 in Manhattan. Second device found. Homemade bomb injured at least 29 on a crowded sidewalk in the Chelsea neighborhood Saturday night, according to police. Well, turns out, Washington Post, that Donald Trump's not as much of a fucking moron as you tried to make him look like last night. And do you know how hard it is to fail at making Donald Trump look like an idiot? I want you to know this is on you, Washington Post. You're the failure here. Donald Trump does plenty of things to get him called a fucking moron in his day-to-day business. For you to fail so miserably, just bad form. Just bad form. My apologies, folks. That was a first morning coughing session. So bad form, Washington Post. Bad fucking form. Now, I'm the kind of guy that when this kind of shit goes down, I want to hear it going down. So I own a scanner app on my cell phone. Professional version. I can record. It's pretty neat. But it listens to pretty much any public scanner radio that you could want. Just about. I mean, I'm sure there's a few places and a few localities missing, but even some of the really small locations that I've lived in are on there. So it's pretty incredible, really. All right, that technical difficulties sign is just a catch-all for anything that could be going on, keeping me from talking or being seen. So if I got to leave the room, or if I got to fucking sneeze, or if I got to have a terrible coughing fit that reminds me how bad smoking blunts is for my health, you'll see that click on. So I downloaded the scanner app last night thinking that I would click into New York, and surely enough, there would be thousands of people on there listening, trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. And there were several thousand, probably 7,000 or 8,000 people were on the scanner app listening to this explosion business in New York City last night. But what was interesting is that there were more people listening to a scanner in Minnesota. And in Minnesota, they were currently dealing with the aftermath of a crazed fucking deranged lunatic walking through a mall stabbing motherfuckers. My guess is his background check took too long. That's why he used his knife instead of his gun. Let's see here. The man was shot in Minnesota after stabbing 8 people. Oh, look, an off-duty police officer, a civilian with a gun, fucking saved the day. That guy could have been anybody. He happened to be an off-duty police officer with his arm, but he could have been fucking just any guy at the mall that day with his concealed carry. Any guy. Any guy at all. Thank goodness that guy who was armed was at the fucking Minnesota Mall. Now what's interesting is you're all screaming about background checks. Oh, we got to stop the crazies from having guns. This is another crazy who worked for a private security firm. It goes to show you that the only way to stop crazy people from killing normal people is having normal people available with the tools required to put the crazy people down. It's just amazing to me. I've been saying it for years. I'll say it for more, I'm sure. If a crazed maniac who wants to kill a bunch of people can't get his hands on a gun, whether it's legislation, general availability, a 7-day wait, and he's just an impatient psychopath, it's not going to stop them. They're going to commit the acts that they want to commit. And if you don't believe that, let's click back over here to fucking New York City. It's a homemade bomb and a second device was found. I bet by the end of the day, we'll have radical Islamic terrorists taking fucking responsibility. Now, hopefully, it was just some dumb kids building bombs off the internet who are all going to fucking end up in prison. And we won't have to deal with the fucking aftermath of terrorism coming home yet again. But we'll see. Anyway. that's pretty much the only real news I wanted to cover today, I think. I mean, let's take a look and see what else is going on, but Syria, Russia, coalition airstrike kills regime forces. Jesus Christ. Folks, if Clinton is in office, this will continue. Now, I can't say that it will or won't continue if fucking Trump's in office. I don't think it will. But I know for a fact Clinton will continue war in Syria. Donald Trump's Surreal Friday. 17 Indian soldiers killed in militant attack in Indian Kashmir. French president, former French president, is in the hospital. Lung infection. Bot calls and IOC membership suggesting reform. Jesus Christ, dude. Why would this be suggested for me? In what year, universe, or fucking world did I ever say, I really want to know about Olympic doping? PlayStation chief addresses No Man's Sky complaints. Admits PR, quote, wasn't great. Folks, these people gotta quit being whiny little fucking bitches. I started reading about No Man's Sky about 6 months before it came out. And for about 6 months before it came out, you know what I was expecting? I was expecting a procedurally generated universe full of plants, animals, and minerals that I could search out, identify, and try and collect. You fucking idiots mad that No Man's Sky isn't what Halo or fucking Destiny should have been? Clearly didn't fucking read or look at anything involving its PR, because the PR campaign for No Man's Sky wasn't not great, or it wasn't great. It was exactly what the fucking game was going to be. He's the guy who created this shit said, I want to create a chill game where motherfuckers go out, explore, and survive. Anybody else not play No Man's Sky that's bitching about it? That's exactly what the game is. You get in a fucking spaceship, and you fly around, and you look for some cool shit, and then you fucking collect some shit, and you build yourself up, and if you're low on health or energy, you go out and you collect the shit you need for health and energy. I mean, it's exactly what the fucking guy advertised. Survival adventure. Go forth, explore, live through it. This is like people being mad that all Mario did was jump around. Now, of course, No Man's Sky offers a foundation for a much more extravagant social and interactive game. Okay? Yes. You can play that game now and you can say to yourself, holy shit, how cool would this be if I could build with my buddies a fucking space station of our own? And I mean, the game is exactly what it was advertised to be. You fly around, you collect fucking minerals, you upgrade your suit, you hang out with some aliens that are pretty conversative. You just got to figure out what the fuck they're talking about. I mean, every time I play No Man's Sky, I discover some new cool thing that you can do in that game. A few weeks ago I was playing, turns out you can feed some of the animals on the planets. How fucking cool is that? And then they become like your homie and shit. How cool. You can feed the fucking animals, people. Okay? Sometimes I land on a planet and I find a little gold nugget. This one, it was beautiful. I found there's just this little chunk of gold sticking off the top, right? And I start blasting away. You know, constantly re-upping my ammunition and shit. And next thing you know, I'm in this massive underground cave structure with like $3.5 million worth of gold in my fucking exosuit. course, like everybody else, I also think that there's room for improvement in the game. Sure. Uh, like you constantly running out of space and inventory. But the people that made the game did say that they're going to be adding some base building elements. So like on planets and shit, you could build your own bases. I'm assuming that with base building, you'll also get extra storage space at the base. That would be nice. Point is, PlayStation, the fucking corporation at Sony, shouldn't have to come out and, address No Man's Sky complaints. Fuck you fucking people. If you're complaining about No Man's Sky, it just means you didn't get it. You developed a symbolic complex full of expectations that were unsatisfiable because that's not what the fucking game was. Now, yes, one thing that the game lacks is a good amount of battle in reference to the trailer. The trailer did show an all-out dogfight going from outer space onto fucking planets. It did seem like you were there with a team, like your friends, fighting in those dogfights. I would love to see the game get a little bit of a social element. Let's bring it together there. Even if we don't do player versus player, let's have some fucking teamwork and some battles. I'm not saying the game doesn't have, like I said, the game could be cooler. There are things that we could add to the game that would make it cooler, and there's time for that to happen. But you can't be upset that those things aren't already in the game. That's not what the game was supposed to be ever. The game was never advertised as that. It was never advertised as what's that name of that game? Destiny could have been. Now, Destiny, that's a game people should still be fucking complaining about. Jesus Christ. You spend most of the game in Russia. You don't even get to explore most of the planet. And then they give you 3 planets or whatever. That's all a bunch of bullshit. Destiny was a shitty game. Destiny is a game that should be fucking answered to. Xbox, Microsoft should have to come out and say, we're really sorry about Destiny. I know, we hyped it up. It seemed like it was going to be so cool. It's kind of fucking boring. Oh my god, did he just say Destiny was boring? I am so unsubscribing. Let's check it out here, folks. J.K. Rowling warns against donating to orphanages. Yeah, that's true. All you can do, or the worst thing you can do for a kid is put it in an institution. That's probably true. Russians head to polls, an election that is unlikely to loosen Putin's grip on power. Jeremy Corbyn, Labour, reaching out to voters across UK. India seeks concrete action against terror at NAM summit. Freed Norwegian hostage in Philippine government hands. Jesus Christ. Abu Saif. That's another terror group. Fucking, but radical Islamic terror is not a thing. It's just a myth. It's a Republican myth. It's not real. 2 out of fucking 4 world news stories are about it. Obama says it's a personal insult if black voters don't back Clinton. This mulatto motherfucker. Race baiting, cock smoking piece of shit, man. I'm fucking tired of these goddamn simple-minded douchebags trying to dichotomize fucking something so nuanced. Let me tell you something. There are black and Mexican fucking Trump supporters. They exist, they're real, and they're not fucking morons. A lot of them real smart. I know. Blew me away too. Has a lot to do with the fact that Trump's not a racist, doesn't give a shit in terms of if you're black, white, Mexican, fucking Martian. Doesn't really seem to actually matter to Donald Trump in reality. Despite what the news and all your hyperbolized, fucking reactionary, simple-minded thinking has told you, there's a reality there that you're ignoring because I don't know why. You love the Matrix, I guess. Oh, great. We're about to have riots in Tulsa, Oklahoma now. Tulsa cops fatally shoot black man during roadside investigation. Here's the thing. This part, not fucking relevant. The fact that he's black, completely fucking irrelevant. What's important about this story, New York Daily News, is the fact that a fucking man's car was stalled in the middle of the street and the cops ended up shooting him. That's what matters. The fucking cops, the people we pay to protect us, are just killing niggas on the side of the motherfucking road. And I don't mean that with pun intended towards the black people. I mean that as in like the gangsters use it. At Rice, Biden unveils latest cancer moonshot ideas. Jesus. Harlem rapper Max B gets 76-year sentence reduced to 20 years. You know what? I gotta tell you, if you're a fucking rapper and you're out there killing people to rob them, you are not a successful rapper, Max B. Washington on Trump's campaign. Playing Olivia Pope, I know spin when I see it. Oh, Christ. Oh, do you? I'm guessing you're a Hillary fucking supporter and yet you know spin, do you? The liberal establishment's Clinton obsession is blowing up in its face. Yeah, that's because Clinton is a sick, depraved, fucking deranged psychopath who is absolutely responsible for fucking crimes against humanity. John Roscoe, law permanent grace period, voting registration. Matt Lauer reportedly hung out to dry at NBC. Jesus Christ. Matt Lauer, probably just doing what a journalist is supposed to do, ask questions and get answers. And getting blasted by the fucking media. Jesus, folks. Samsung Galaxy Note 7s are still blowing up. Apple is breaking out into the augmented and virtual reality. Stands to reason. Windows insiders can send and receive texts on Skype for PC. Entertainment. Emmy Awards, a bunch of bullshit. The Blair Witch Project. Jesus Christ, why it shouldn't still be a thing. Khloe Kardashian and Tristan Thompson share a big kiss on Snapchat. It should end in their heads exploding for all of us to finally wake up and realize they're not real anyway. When will the Emmys join the TV revolution? Who cares? That's my answer. Sports, you guys know I don't give a shit. You're welcome to check these sports headlines out. I just don't care about sports. I think that they're a distraction. If you're playing them, have fun. If you're watching them, have fun. Just please leave me out of it all. 6,000-year-old fabric found in Peru indicates dyeing of textiles with indigo. Ooh, cool. Indigo looks like was a color being used as long ago as 6,000 years in Peru. That's excellent. That's some art history shit for you folks. Dinosaur Psittacosaurus could change skin color. I have no idea how they could possibly fucking know that, but that's cool. Arctic sea ice shrinks to second lowest mark on record because we're in a fucking ice age. The warmer Pacific is melting the fucking goddamn cold ice, which is then melting into the Arctic, and it's going to develop snow, and for the next 100 years, you're going to have snow in the Arctic. Wild, crazy weather here on Earth. Anybody who doesn't believe me, just Google Harper's Science magazine, The Coming Ice Age. Read it and then go, holy shit, that sounds so much like man-made global warming, it can't possibly be a fucking coincidence. Leonardo DiCaprio warns he's a big goddamn hypocrite who flies around on billion-dollar jets, but, you know, pushing our oceans to the brink, man. Couldn't have anything to do with the fucking placement of the solar goddamn caps. Anyway. Folks, the hottest year on record, when it was just, oh my god, the whole world's gonna end, 2009, you may recall. The ice caps on Mars were melting and CO2 was pouring out of the fucking caps onto the Mars atmosphere. Can I ask how your SUV was responsible? That's all I want to know. Help me out with that one, and we'll fucking have this all cleared up. Anyway, this is why I don't have fucking 50 million subscribers. Sorry about that, folks. Sometimes you just don't get time to hit the button. Childhood cancer deaths. Brain cancer overtakes leukemia as top cause. Jesus Christ. First child dies by euthanasia in Belgium? Jesus Christ. That's like fucking terrifying. I mean, don't get me wrong. If a fucking 80-year-old woman says, I don't want to do this painful shit anymore. Kill me, please. Kill me, kill me, please. Kill her. But a child? Jesus. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying minors don't deserve the rights. I'm just saying if we're going to give kids the rights to choose euthanasia, I'm sorry, I know this is going to piss you off, but the sex age limits need to go. If a kid's old enough, fucking at 14 or whatever, let's find out how old this kid is. This is incredible. I'm just saying, if you're old enough to determine when it is you're going to die, I think you're old enough to determine when you're going to fucking have sex, when you're going to start drinking, when you're going to start fucking smoking crack. I mean, Jesus Christ. Terminally ill minors, according to several sources, suicide with past child had asked for euthanasia. Doesn't say here so far. Doesn't say. Wow. You would think that that's very interesting. You would think the superlative in this story being, you know, the youngest person ever to euthanize, would be how fucking old the kid was. But apparently, good old folks at CNN are still failing miserably at Journalism 101, for fuck's sake. Jesus Christ. Do you know how fucking disgusting it is to be someone like myself who has participated in real journalism and who, on a day-to-day basis, presents fucking at least pseudo-journalism to the world? I mean, I don't consider myself to be unbiased or fair. I am neither. But I'm also not presenting this as fucking straight-up journalism. Like I said, pseudo-journalism. But I'm not fucking CNN. I'm not on MSNBC. There's a reason why I fucking didn't finish college for journalism and go to work for one of these corporations. Because they're not real fucking journalists, and I wouldn't want to have to compromise my humanity just to work for them. But this is a fucking scene. We got a kid in Germany, and all we get is terminally ill minor. a Belgian lawmaker, told CNN, affiliate VTM, that the physician-assisted suicide happened in the past week and that the child, who was suffering from an incurable disease, had asked for euthanasia. Now, I'm sorry, if the fucking kid asked for euthanasia, I guess we got to assume the kid was old enough to know that that was a fucking thing and that there was a law passed recently to allow him to do it. I mean, we got to assume the kid must have been in his teens, probably. But it appears that the affiliate VTM thought to ask was, what was the child's disease? Maybe they didn't print it, but, it was terminally ill, incurable disease. They were able to determine that the kid was, I don't know. I'm thinking about being in a journalism 101 school newspaper class and how my editor at that fucking class would have said, how old was the kid? And I would have said, oh, I don't know, I didn't ask that. And the journalist fucking teacher would have said, well, we'll print it when you find out how old the kid was. Call him back. Am I wrong here? Or is this fucking the most lazy shit in the world? Anyway. Fucking first child dies by euthanasia in Belgium and we don't get to know how old he was. But this does bring me back to my point. If we're gonna let fucking 12-year-olds decide when they're gonna fucking pull their own plugs, we gotta let them work in factories and fuck when they want to. And I'm not an advocate for fucking child sex. Let me fucking tell you. I'm a 30-year-old fucking man. I have the opportunity to fuck 18-year-old girls relatively consistently. I find out a girl's 18 because sometimes they look 23. They just do. And I politely fucking pay for the coffee and tell her to have a nice day. And then we cease to communicate. Because even though an 18-year-old girl is legal, she's not someone I'm likely to have a fulfilling conversation with the next morning. And at 30, I'm sorry, I know, judgment call, I'm right, so I'm gonna make it. You should pretty much be at the point where something like that matters to you. So I don't fuck 18-year-olds. I don't support fucking anybody under the age of 18. However, if we're going to let 12 and 14-year-old kids decide to euthanize themselves, they are definitely in a position to decide whether or not they want to smoke, work in a factory, drink a beer, go to fucking war, or fuck their 18-year-old boyfriend. They're old enough to make that choice at that age, if they're old enough to choose to die. Now, I realize this isn't Belgium, but this is exactly the kind of shit that would be picked up here in America in a heartbeat. You get a fucking good hashtag going, let Kelly kill herself or something, and I'll tell you what, it'll be a thing. And again, I genuinely believe if you fuck a child, you should be stapled to a tree in the public square by your fucking genitals. Male or female, doesn't matter. And now, I don't know the logistics of hooking a chick up to a tree, stapling to her lips or whatever. I don't know how you do that shit. Usually, the ones raping children are men, so I'm thinking a nail gun in each nut to the fucking tree. You fucked a child. We shouldn't be spending money on those people in prison. Nah. They should be publicly fucking shamed and pained out in the public fucking square by their tools of choice. Because you don't fuck children. You don't fucking hurt children. You want to rape a lady? Okay, I guess. Full-grown adult. Gonna take some coping. No. We should still fucking do something equally horrible in public just because it's just wrong. You just can't be fucking raping people. I guess, yeah. For instance, there's a teen, like 17 years old, who raped a 1-year-old baby. Sorry, I know. Trigger warning. That's horrible. I agree. And people are all pissed off. Some people are all pissed off because he can be tried as an adult. Some are saying he shouldn't be. He's too young to be tried as an adult. Unless your fucking 5-year-old is physically experimenting with a younger child, right? Like, because they're 5 and they literally are toddlers themselves and don't know any better. You're never too young to be fucking sent to prison for fucking a kid. I'm sorry. You're just not. You're just not. If you're fucking 12 and you're molesting a 1-year-old, you're old enough to know better. And you're at the ripe age where you should be communicating with your parents about this and seeing a counselor and fucking figuring out why it is that this is going on in your mind. Because, let me fucking tell you, baby raping is just the fucking worst, man. Only people that I despise more than people that hurt children are people that hurt animals. And it's not a fucking big margin. It blows me away sometimes, the shit that's happening in the world. You can have people in Belgium changing the laws so that I think what I read there was as children as young as 12 can euthanize themselves. Basically, they can sign up for assisted suicide if they're terminally ill, which is a concept in and of itself I have mixed feelings about. You know, like I think if I had some kind of horrible fucking disease like Robin Williams style, you know, and I knew it was going to be a horrible end, maybe I'd want the right to die. On the other hand, I feel like euthanasia in that respect is not something that really can be legislated. If if you're mobile, if you have your faculties, you can take your own life. There may be laws against it, but there's no law of physicality. There's no, you know, you can just do it. Doesn't need to be assisted. Now, for those that are immobile and can't move and do need some assistance, I think that those people should be allowed to make their own choices just the same. The problem is, of course, then, do you fucking hold the people who helped responsible for murder? I think the answer is, of course, no. But anyways, folks, I gotta get ready for this fucking real job bullshit. Thanks to the 10th subscriber. You guys, you first 10 subscribers are now on a list. There's going to be some kind of gift for those people who are the first 10 subscribers. I don't know what it's going to be yet. It'll be a while. But I want to do something special for people that subscribe, especially early on, building this little niche society, this little community of stoners and thinkers. Leave comments, subscribe, like, and share. Check us out on the other platforms. Twitter's not as active. Twitter's mostly just an automated releasing point. But follow there if you wouldn't mind. I think we got like 9 followers maybe on the old Twitter. And Instagram I wouldn't say is blowing up, but getting several followers a day. It's kind of neat, actually. I did a video last night because we got more subscribers than posts, which is cool. So check that shit out. It's fun. And stay tuned. There's more Smoke to Think On coming. I've got some new ideas for some new formats. I'm going to be trying some new things. I might even be getting rid of the TV. Not for any particular reason other than just I'm kind of bored with it. You know, it's been there for a while, and although I like it and it creates a standard that really lets you know, oh, this is a Smoke to Think On video. I think we're going to do something different. Thinking about like a half bar here, or a quarter bar, or eighth bar maybe, coming across, and we'll dip the camera back a little bit more. And thinking about in that bar, having some smoke graphics rocking with like Topic or whatever. You know, I don't know. I don't know, motherfuckers. Let me know what you think. What do you think we should do for the graphics on the show? Because I like having them, and it creates a, I don't want to say a level of professionality necessarily, because for Christ's sakes, it's a broken TV, but it creates a neat atmosphere. So you're not told enough in the world you're loved, so I will tell you now that I love you. Thank you so much for tuning in, motherfuckers. Enjoy your day. Have a nice one. Do something fun and exciting. I'm going to go to work.